Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1, verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than man, and the weakness of God is stronger than man. I'm going to repeat that. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than man, and the weakest of God is stronger than man. All of our scientists, all of our technology, equipment, any and everything. Let me explain something to you. We can never, ever come close to God's creation and God's intelligence. You know, throughout the years, science has been trying to catch up with God and all of his creation and his intelligent level. But they never will, because they can't compete with God. God has no competitor. We can't even be on the same spectrum level. They cannot even calculate an IQ amount, a number of the intelligent levels that God has. We will always be dumb. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but I'm just saying, you take God and all his intelligence, and then you have us. There is no nicer word to put it in. And that's just it. We can take all of our geniuses and put them all together and stack up all their IQs all you want to. But it won't even be on the same. It would still be left on earth. God's intelligent level is in heaven. It won't even stack up to where they could climb to even make a ladder to make it up to the intelligent levels that God has. In fact, science is so far behind that they decided to discredit God and spit out lie after lie after lie, because they know they'll never be able to catch up. They know they can't compete or compare themselves to God and the things of this world that they have found in his creation. Why do you think they keep on saying it's millions of years old? They know that this earth ain't but thousands of years old, and in these years that they have been in existence, with just a few thousand years, they still not can compete or catch up with God. It makes them look even more stupider, if that, which I know is not a word, but dumb is dumb, because it is. They can't catch up. They will never be able to. They cannot repeat. They cannot recreate. Oh, we've tried, and they're trying to right now. They've been trying for years to clone things, and look what's happening. They can't even clone properly, correctly, because everything they've ever cloned dies. It won't last, and it won't make it. So the only thing they can come close to cloning and reproducing and recreating life is robots. And notice that none of it is flesh. None of it is all metal. It's all mechanics. It's not life. So they don't even create life. They're imitating life. Because, see, it is the work of the devil. And the devil is nowhere near like God. And Satan, all he does is imitate and copy everything that God has ever done, including life. That's why he has gone through and done so much that he has to try to copy and imitate. Doing this thing when you go back to before the flood in Sodom and Gomorrah with the half angels, half man, half beast, and half man. It's just him trying to create his seed and populate this earth and this world with his demonic seed, because he can't compete with God. God gives life. He doesn't give life. He gives demons. Those robots is not life. The best the scientists can do to compete with God is to recreate a robotic imitation of life, because they can't. Everything, you can go look it up, everything that they've ever cloned has died and will not live, because they cannot create life. Only God can. Now they're doing the same thing with the food. They don't know every course they can prove that, it's just like the whole saying goes, did the chicken become before the egg or the egg become before chicken? When we have our fruits and vegetables, where did it come from? What started it all? What created it all? Did the seed come before the plant, or did the plant come before the seed? So they're trying to imitate that. And now they're going the man-made so-called lab food, which is not the same. You cannot compete with God. It's not going to work. It's not going to last, because your intelligence level is nowhere near the level that God is. And it always fell. And it will never be the same. And because of doing so, look at how the lab food is reacting. You got people showing videos of the food just being all funky and dancing around and coming to life. And it's just full of chemicals. They're literally trying to kill off God's creation. And not just human beings. Literally everything. The plant life, the animals. We're just not awoke enough to see it. That literally Satan is coming to demolish everything that God has created. Not just human life. Look what they're doing to the food source, to all of his creation. We've gotten so greedy with having this and that and big houses that we have literally given care less of what God had asked us to take care of, was the tree life and the animal life that we have literally destroyed, building up things for ourselves, taken over, that we have destroyed a lot of the planet's natural life and its inhabitants for the animals, that the animals and his are slowly disappearing and going to an extinct. When we see it, it is a battle. Everybody's like, how can you say everything's demonic and everything? Because it is. Let me explain something to you. In the book, it says if it's not of Christ, it is demonic. So when people say that these holidays are demonic, or that TV show, or that game, or those clothes and that name brand, and this and that is demonic, it is. If it's not of Christ, it is demonic. You either have good, which is God, evil, which is Satan. So it's not of God, it is of Satan, which means it's demonic. A lot of people just don't want to accept it. They just don't want to believe it. Oh, well, there can't be nothing wrong with that. But if you look into every single bit of it, oh, everybody's going too deep. They're just going down rabbit holes. They're just saying that that is demonic and that is demonic. They're saying that's demonic because it's demonic. You just don't want to accept it because you don't want to believe that half of the things that you have in your house is demonic. Half the things that you do on a daily basis is demonic. But the fact is, it's true. If it isn't from Christ, isn't of Christ, it is demonic. Satan is trying to destroy any and everything that speaks God, that says, hey, God created this. Not just the human race, but the creatures and everything on this planet. He literally is the nothing that is existing in this world, that is killing everything and all that it exists on this earth. He literally is the nothing that is taking over and consuming everything of this world. It is just like the movie, The Never-Ending Story. It's one of the greatest movies. But if you pay attention to the detail, this is literally what is happening between good versus evil. The only problem is, God will be victorious. And there is a new kingdom. And only a select few will make it there. Only a select few. And it's all simple. Any and everybody can be saved if they just say one name. Jesus Christ. Now it goes, obviously, it's more in detail than you just simply saying Jesus' name. But it's the theory. It's the whole, theory behind it is what I'm getting at. But we can't compete with God. Science never will. Technology never will. We can sit there and lie to ourselves all we want to. But nothing is greater than God. Nothing is above God. God is any and everything that is in existence. Nothing exists except for that God made it exist. We can't do the things that God can do. Only He can do those things. We can copy, we can imitate, but it will never be in its fullness and greatness, and the greatness that God had created to be when He created it.